What's up, y'all? All right, y'all, this is kind of a video that we're going to have just for the purposes of trying to be helpful. So if you're seeing this, if you're hanging out, we're basically going to do, I've not done anything on this quest other than what I had the last time we talked about it. So I'm going to go in here and we're just going to go straight in. I'm going to play through these campaign missions, or not campaign missions, but the quest steps for Choir of One, meaning the episode Echo stuff. We're just going to see. We're going to see how it goes.
Osiris, we're approaching Nessus. Scanners show radiolarial surges near the impact site.
Whatever landed here must be of great interest to the Vex. We need to find out why. The destruction of the Witness was an inflection point. All of Sol is reeling from your accomplishments, Guardian. I'm leaving you and Saint to run down this lead while I assess the fallout of her historic victory. Make contact with Failsafe and update me once you have some hard data. Good luck.
Failsafe will be so happy to see you, Guardian. She's been stuck in the Exodus Blacks for so long. I can't wait to tell her what Osiris has planned. But first, the Vex. Show them that even after our biggest victory, the Vanguard does not sleep.
Captain, you actually came! And it only took a minor cataclysm.
Fail-safe. What can you tell us about the anomaly that landed here?
Whatever it is, it's causing the Vex to change. And they hate changing. It's kind of freaking me out. If you reconnect me to my external data array, I can provide a more detailed analysis. I'd do it myself, but this shipwreck is the closest thing I have to a body.
For now, Osiris has the surprise once we're finished here.
Your tone suggests a high probability of exciting news. I am properly motivated. Let's go! Hey, before we go, could you clear out some Vex for me? They put me in quarantine after the impact. So rude. Once their local infrastructure is destroyed, along with their enviable autonomous bodies, my connectivity will be re-enabled. tourist destination. Funny how that keeps happening.
Osiris thinks that this anomaly could be paracausal. Maybe that's why the facts are so curious.
That makes sense. Prediction is their whole thing, and they never saw this coming.
There, the impact site. It doesn't look like a crater. It punched right through the planetary crust.
Well, yeah. If it transferred kinetic energy like a meteor, I'd be a fine cloud of particulates right now.
Which supports my initial hypothesis that this is super weird. And there's my data array.
Right. This firewall locking me out. I'm gonna need a Vex energy signature to hack the system.
A severed head will be ideal. Please decapitate Vex at your earliest convenience.
You just ripped its head right off. So cool.
Now shoot the beam through both nodes at the same time to bypass the firewall. Initializing reboot. That tickles. Diagnostics started. And I am inundated with critical system errors.
Believe it or not, that's a good thing. Can't reconnect without a little awkwardness. Right, Captain?
The facts are calling up their premium units to stop you. There must be something very interesting in this pit.
What's up, y'all? Hope you're doing okay.
Connections reestablished. All systems operational.
Look, Guardian. The impact site is being sealed. It's like the planet is healing itself.
As a sentient, non-organic life form, I endorse this bizarre metaphor. Nessus lives! Survey mission complete. I am now analyzing data from the time of impact, which I will happily share with you
After I learn what the surprise is.
Very fair.
So if you guys are just joining, if you're hanging out, appreciate you hanging out. I've had a lot of people getting in the chats, commenting on my videos. Hey, how do I get Choir 1? I can't figure out how to get Choir 1. Which is over and over again. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm basically just going to mainline this mission here, or this quest log, and just go from top to bottom, just try to get Choir 1 on a brand new account, just account that hasn't done anything Episode Echoes related, and also have only done the first mission for Heresy, Revenant, and for the final shape. So kind of what I outlined in the video I posted yesterday on how to do it, but let's actually walk through. So just getting some footage, kind of doing this. So just hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here, vibing.
All systems stable. Signal is clear. Initializing now.
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Welcome to the hell, failsafe.
Give me a second to recalibrate. It's the first time I've been off of the Exodus Black since...
My creation. I've never been a guest before. Thank you for having me.
We need to know what happened on Nessus after the impact.
I see your politeness filter is also broken. Noted.
Initially, the Vex responded with their usual exoplanetary impact protocol, but then a new signal emerged. Still Vex, but distinct.
Distinct? In what way?
Limited
What's up, Neo? How you doing, man?
Indicates it's an alternate tessellation of the radiolarial substrate.
Put it simply, I may have spent centuries in the infinite forest, but I'm still a titan.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to get it.
Same old song.
I just had some people reaching out and they're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Is there some kind of corruption in the system?
Couldn't figure it out. And honestly, I couldn't answer it for them because I played week over week. And so I don't know what their experience is. So
Against authority.
You can relate to that, right, Osiris?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
This is the dawning of a new age. Even the Vex can see it. For the first time since the Black Fleet arrived, I feel like anything is possible.
That's a wonderful dream, Saint. One I share.
Must be nice to have someone to dream with.
Instead, I will vicariously share in your affection.
Yes, well, first we need to identify this new threat.
Come, Guardian. Let's secure what Failsafe needs to finish your analysis.
Delightful to see you again, Captain. The remote connection.
So y'all, we are
signal is working
mainlining
perfectly.
episode Echoes tonight.
This place is nice. I can see why you spend so much time here instead of on Nessus. In my wreckage.
All right, so let's see here. Breach executable completed. Here. Okay.
Greetings, Guardians. You are all captains to be. Please do not compete with each other to establish dominance.
Hello, failsafe. I am glad to finally be working with you.
Ditto. You're so much smarter than the K unit they sent last time.
Very good. Well then, if we put our heads and your scans together, we will decipher the Vex's plans in no time.
I've located shadow
So,
agent machinery.
I'm not 100% sure about that. I know you have to have the. So I don't know about episode Heresy, or if, like, because it's the current day stuff, I actually don't know if you could do that anytime, or if you, like, I mean, if you could buy that by itself right now, or if you have to, like, if it falls into a similar. But you do for past content, as in, like, what we're doing right now. Dude, it's been so long since I did this stuff too.
Your faithful failsafe is here. Please accept this gift and launch some facts with it. You have done well, Captain. Good job. I am proud of you. That is not sarcasm.
Sending new coordinates. I agree with Failsafe's assessment, but the Vex will not.
Uploading coordinates to the next site. And it's a doozy. Heavy encryption on the data.
Careful analysis should bring you through. Never forget, Guardian, that every lock has a key.
I am pleased to assist, Captain. Never say I do nothing for you, Captain. I am a born helper. Your faithful failsafe is here. Whoa, I'm detecting a reversal in the Vex's signal polarities. Any idea what that's about?
They're retracting their access points and flooding the field with reinforcements. We are done here.
Prepping for extraction run.
have enough fists
I don't think I
for
even
them all.
realized that they had like the helm space in that top left corner. Like if you move your thing all the way up there, it's very interesting. So yeah, like it says on screen, guys, we're kind of mainlining tonight the episode Echoes to get to the Choir of One mission. Depending on how long it takes, I don't remember, but depending on how long it takes, whether or not we'll do it tonight, because that's not really the point of it. The point of it is to get to the point where if you would have been playing back in the day, you could get to it. So yeah, we're just going to mainline. We're going to get to episode Echoes and kind of handle that. So
all who can hear me, alert. Incoming Cabal construct. 85% probability of intelligence-related objective.
These little detained buggers, they don't understand. I've been training. Been training an ultimatum and
Isolated. At your convenience, Captain. Bring it to me for processing.
did you guys have a good Sunday? Y'all hanging out? Appreciate you vibing with me. A little bit of gaming to fight away the Sunday scaries. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. Sorry, school, whatever you got going on. Hate to do it to you. Let's see what the clan's doing today.
Greetings, Captain. I've been analyzing the Vex data you collected earlier, and it's weird. Yes, it is super weird. If I were to posit an explanation, I would say that Nessus itself is undergoing rapid change on a molecular and geological level. I have been observing the Nessus Vex for centuries. I'm glad you've returned, Captain. I have been studying the data you gathered from Nessus, and I believe I have discovered a new way to help you, so I won't get abandoned again. By analyzing viable radiolaria samples from different sites across the planet, I can determine whether the aberrant behavior of the Vex is a regional phenomenon or something deeper. Of course, to guide you to the correct sites, I would need permission to temporarily promote myself to your commanding
No,
officer,
it's not wife, it's wipe.
which I have just done.
Plan is called
as my
Forced to
parameters
Wipe.
Include tacit approval. Come on, Captain. Let me take the lead for a change.
Forced to wipe.
It'll be an adventure.
Osiris, do you remember when we knew?
Do what?
Yet we were meant to be together. There was one moment. So took us time to get. But our hunter vanguard was so smart, so he knew before we did.
Damn, how many scouts am I gonna get? Okay, so I think... So I'm going to take a gamble here. I believe it's going to be this right here. This is a rising course. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink real quick as this loads down. I'll be right back. Alright, let's do this thing. Dude, the only thing I don't love about being on this account
All right, Captain.
is I don't have
I will
any
now
eager edge
engage my
swords.
proximity-based sample detection method. Beep. 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 Beep.
Wait, something's wrong here.
Dude, I forgot that was down there. Turn the game up a little bit. There it is.
Jeez. This isn't right either. Sorry. Sorry, Captain. I think I kind of led you into an ambush before. Let me try this again. Beep. 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 Beep.
Ah, that's better. A perfect sample. I will process it and use it as a baseline for our future research. Please deliver it to my mainframe in the remains of the Exodus Black here on Nessus. But be warned, the Vex and Fallen are swarming in increasingly concerning numbers.
How y'all got? You guys doing well? How y'all doing? That's sick. What time is it for you, Neo?
Captain, finally here.
Failsafe knew you would answer her distress call.
The captain enjoys dismantling Vex almost as much as you do, Saint Unit.
Are we rubbing off on you, Failsafe?
Not really. I've got plenty of motivation to destroy the Vex.
Yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense. So good. 12:51 p.m. Monday. Holy. It's 8:51 p.m. on Sunday for me. I was talking about having the Sunday scaries, and my man's already fought through them. He's already made it on the other side, having brunch. Good on you, man. Good on you, man.
I'll have those barriers down soon.
You know, it's so funny. I don't know that I had even seen someone use the 07 like emote or writing that out until like a couple years ago. I started a new job and a dude kept saying it in chat. And we got close enough and I could ask him after like 4 weeks. I'm like, dude, what is that? Like, what? And he's like, look at it. I was like, what? And he had me look at it long enough. And I was like, dude, I really don't see anything. I don't know. I knew what he was trying to do, but I couldn't figure it out. And he just kind of hit a little salute on me. And I was like, oh, I felt so dumb. Usually I'm pretty good with that kind of stuff too. Like I can. Now it's one of my favorite. The actual like emoji on the iPhone and stuff. Love that stuff.
This webbing on the floor looks like some kind of...
Like hitting my boss with that at work. Like, hey, I need you to run over to the blah, 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 whatever. I'm just hitting with a little salute. Yeah, super. Honestly, man, so the best thing you can do, this is a little bit of a shameless plug, you're gonna have to find a community, and you're gonna have to find someone who can teach you and help you understand things in a way that makes sense to you. That's kind of what I'm here for, man. To do that, I'm doing it a lot with dungeons right now, just because I knew we were getting into what they dubbed like Dungeon Pantheon and stuff, so I found that to be. But we do a lot of stuff with things. So the shameless plug is, if you want to, you can hop into the Discord we were going to do tonight, we were going to do a raid actually. And so what I'm going to do, because I kind of do them for my clan, and then do them for this as well, is do like teaching runs where I go in and we can find a variety, and I'll ask and try to figure out people. So if you go to my channel page, you should find I have like a link tree on there with all my associated links, things of that sort. Feel free to check it out. You can hop in for a little bit, hop out if it's not the vibe you're looking for. But you'll find on this page, I have a lot of live. So if you're, a lot of people have had bad experiences when it comes to like LFG runs and stuff like that. And so I try to upload, like I try to stream and stuff, my teaching runs. So you can get the vibe of what you would be getting into if you wanted to come raid with us and you want to come hang out. I can't promise we can do every time, and sometimes I put up runs and they close up or people take it up before, or, you can only get 6 people in there, but you're more than welcome to hop in there. And if you see something, you're more than welcome to hop in. Hey Kev, that's actually, so you're not the only person to have that question. I actually saw someone else say that exact same thing. Like, I fought the big thing at the end and I don't have it. So it comes before that. And that's what I'm trying to figure out for you guys right now. So I'm on a secondary account that has not ran through this stuff. And that's what I'm doing right now. So if you guys want to, I'm going to do this whole thing and just kind of vibe tonight and see if I can get this going, have an understanding. And if it's more complicated than just a simple thing I could put out like a little PSA short video, then maybe I will do kind of like a more scripted breakdown on it. Because the reason I'm kind of doubling down on the content is A, people have found it helpful, and B, it seems like something that a lot of people are having issues with. And so that's right, like that's exactly what I'm looking when I'm looking for stuff to do. I love watching Destiny content, but we have enough people who are doing different things. So I'm trying to answer questions for a specific niche, which would be like people who are trying to return to Destiny. Because I have a lot of people in my clan that have done that. I have a lot of friends who've fallen off. So that's kind of what I'm here to do. And then also to kind of coach and teach people raids and sherpa and do that kind of thing as well. So it's kind of where I'm at. So Kev, to answer your question, I don't know quite yet. Hang out if you'd like to. We'll get in there. And that's what I'm here doing tonight. So.
Power's down. Up to sea. Wait. He's lurking above us.
Red Pill, what are you rocking? Like what are you doing, like a Deer Falcons build on Void Hunter? Are you running like a full tether? What? Tell me a little more about your build. Yeah, man, we're kind of at this place where we're trying to figure a couple of things out. So, as far as the clan stuff goes, so the best I can do for you right this second, because I started the clan, but it's not just me, right? Like we got a lot of people involved, we got a lot of mods and stuff like that, and so the best I can do right now is hop in and join the Discord community if you're not already. Use my link in my bio. It'll bring you to the Sax Plays Games Discord there, and then let's get some runs going and stuff like that. And then my goal, and one thing I really like, is like trying to unite people, trying to help people meet. We got people in our base clan that are in South Africa, in Australia, in the UK, and we're very US centric, but not fully. And so doing that, so I would love to hang out, meet you guys, play with you guys, all that good stuff. But right now, my Forced White clan, we're not really recruiting at the moment. We're kind of
can disable the stealth generator with arc charges. I think.
What seals you trying to get? That's why I've been doing all these Master Salvation's Edge and stuff like that recently as well. Bro, we spent so long in fucking Verity the other night. Then we were doing the Witness stuff today, and we kind of ran out of time. One of our guys was UK based, and he didn't have the ability to kind of stay and hang in there. Oh, the Ronsu.
Nessus is a long way from Europa. House Salvation must have thought it was worth sending scouts.
They didn't have to show up with guns. Failsafe, are you all right?
For now. Might not stay that way.
I understand. You let us...
Alright, so what's this next quest step here? Locate. Okay. Ooh, that sounds nice. So, okay, tell me what you guys think about this. So I just read Red Pill's thing, and it brought to mind. So I love Prismatic, right? Like I'm a Titan main. I'm running Hunter right now just because that's what I have most accessible to me at the moment on this account. Let me know what you guys think about this statement. I find that Prismatic is nice, but there's something so pure about running just a full normal subclass. So not just light, but you know, it could be stasis or strand as well. But there's something that like tickles just right when you know, when we go in here, this is for Kevco, he had asked about this, but something that tickles the brain just right when like this season, for instance, like Arc Titan, just pure Arc Titan is like so good. And then thinking back on like pure Solar Bonk Hammer, I just love it. I love the work they've put into those kits and how everything plays together and refining them over time. And I just don't feel now there's some insane things you can do with Prismatic, but a lot of them it's kind of like random bullshit go, like just send everything. And I feel like there's just a lot of like gameplay loops that are super unique, like Solar Warlock, Snap Melee, something about Sun Bracers. Like just using that on like a full Solar Warlock is so satisfying.
Failsafe. I am glad to finally be working with you.
Ditto. You're so much smarter than the K unit they sent last time.
Very good.
Hell yeah, Preston.
Well then,
Also, I love the damage.
heads and your scans together, we will decipher the Vex's plans in no time.
Yeah, I agree. The exotic class item is certainly good to have as well. Did that help you, Kev?
The pressure is coming from underground. Its point of emergence should be detectable.
This thing about to explode. Oh yeah. Dude, it's been so I didn't do much breach executable back in the day, and I for sure did not do very much of this. So let me go capture this A here. Me when I. Yeah, Preston. I mean, that's the same thing we were kind of just talking about. Like, I absolutely see, and don't get me wrong, I use the. I mean, you look at any of my solo runs that I put up, solo dungeons, solo flawless, whatever. I play this shit out of Prismatic. I'm just saying that there's something about when you come back to like a really good build on a single class. You know, just full super or full solar, full whatever. I love it. Yeah, that makes sense, Neo. I mean, I think that there's something special about trying to find something that really vibes with you. I think more just knowing what your playstyle is. And then there is something satisfying about finding whatever, but I also understand that not everyone has a ton of time to play the game. So sometimes I know when I was busiest in life, it was really cool for me to like get through the day. I'd go to lunch or do whatever, and then I'd watch a video like the ones I've been putting out or the ones that, you know, other big creators have put out. I really enjoy Llama D2's content. You know, he even got a shout out in my last video for his solo witness. Like, I really enjoy all of his builds and things that he puts up. And it's one of those things where when I was busiest, I'd just go and watch those and then be like, man, I cannot wait to get home so I can try this and write stuff. I had notes, app stuff, and like, oh, I want to remember this kind of stuff. So dude, Red Pill, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, so we've all been talking so much about Lord of Wolves, and that's what I'm using right now just because that's what I have on this account. I don't have Choir yet, obviously. That's why I'm doing this. But, dude, being able to run Choir of 1 for heavy burst damage, for precision damage, long distance, so good in the Nether, too. Especially when you think about when they added the Hive, so Zebu's forces, and you have the thing, like, where you do, the platforms, and then you have all the shriekers and stuff. Choir of 1's so good for that.
Speaking of danger, tracking incoming hostiles, sending you the details, Captain.
Yeah, Slime. I'm a big Aegis fan. I think actually you'll see a little bit of influence from like his stuff in, if you guys ever watch any of my coaching videos, I have a playlist of things where I've done some solo flawless dungeons and then gone through and like broke down the footage where I've like written over top of them, stuff like that. Definitely getting inspiration from Aegis and in some of his videos. And so shout out to Aegis. Esoteric, I mean, he's just fucking incredible at the game. What he does. I think it's super cool that he does it with like hardly ever talking. You know, you just see what he does, and he does such a good job of like expressing emotion and like what he's doing through his gameplay. The amount of times where like he'll fail something or he'll fuck something up, or like a damage phase will go short or something like that. Like he doesn't hit a threshold he's looking for or something. He just like shakes violently on the screen. That shit cracks me up all the time. But at the end of the day, like, it's kind of the idea that like, you know, if you can ball out and you're a really good player, that's part of the game. But then, you know, like growing this channel has been really fun. I've only had this channel for less than, you know, I think I've been posting really consistently for less than like 3 months at this point. But I think at the beginning of this month I had like less than 200 subscribers, and so you guys have kind of helped and hanging out and giving feedback and stuff, and so I appreciate you guys doing that.
May I help secure that data, Captain? That's beautiful data. Recording here primed to see what you make of that, Captain.
Yeah, Slime, appreciate that, man. I mean, obviously I've been playing for a long time. My main account, I got 10,000 plus hours, and you know, me and my friends, we have 600, 700, 800 people sherpa through different raids and things of that sort. And just, you know, a lot of us met during COVID times and being able to play together and kind of hang out and stuff. So I've been doing it for a long time. I honestly, the only thing that I wish is I would have started sooner. I wish I would have started the videos and things like that. Yeah, I'll have to try the Gwizinvest thing, man. Do you use DIM? If you use DIM, you should save that in a loadout, and then you should send that in the chat, man. I'll pull it up and we can take a look at it. I like interacting with you guys and seeing what you're doing, and then actually like being able to talk through stuff like that. The other day, I don't know if any of you were in here, but we were doing some raid report looks. We were kind of checking some things out. So yeah, man. Red Pill, if you send that, maybe here in a little bit, I'll be able to kind of click into that. Let me make sure I'm getting everything for this quest here. Okay, so I just need to complete this breach
They're
executable.
extracting their access points and flooding the field with reinforcements. We are done here.
Prepping for extraction run. Harvesting radial area incubator.
Whew. I'm hurting. Ah, I put me in animation. Y'all, I hope you guys are doing well tonight. If you're hanging out with us, appreciate you. So I know that Llama recently put out some sort of Hunter stasis build. I actually didn't really watch it just because I don't really play Hunter all that much, unless it's like highly specific damage reasons. But I know he just put it out, so I would say I'd send you that way. What do you guys main? Like, what characters do you main?
Short answer, no. But I am seeing multi-threaded code arranged as
say? The Vex use such strange names. We will find this clef and crush the answer out of it.
Saint Unit, a clef is not a punchable Vex, but a method of musical arrangement. I will send you a diagram.
Ha ha! You believed I was confused, but I was not. Now it is I who have caught you with the joke. I win.
All right, let's see. Next quest step. I'm at 14 of 25. Not sure if Kev's still here. So I'm assuming, Kev, you made your way all the way through this because you said you beat the Big Vex, is what you told me.
Hi, Captain, and congratulations. You have completed researching your first specimen.
I siphoned the radiolaria from a bunch of questions.
Failsafe briefed me about your progress on Nessus. She seems pleased.
Greetings, Captain. Ikora has requested that I accelerate my
It's very
studies of
jarring
the Nessus Vex,
doing all these
so
back
I'm
to back to back to
overclocking my
back.
internals to
Captain, I'm gonna disengage my socialization filter, if that's okay. Maintaining this uplink takes a lot of power. Yeah, this is better. I'm running those scans Ikora wanted, and I've got some ideas about new sample sites down on Nessus. And hey, I want you to know, I'm glad to be a part of the team again. Working with you and the Vanguard, the whole deal, it's nice. I like to be useful to people. It gives me a reason to, it's part of my programming. So even if I don't sound excited, know that I am way into it. Anyway, ready when you are. No, filter's not re-engaging. Let's just get going.
All right, let's see here. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Get rid of these now. All right, what's the next step here? Right here, radiolaria samples. let's do this thing. Yo, just threw in the chat. If you guys somehow are watching this video and you're not seeing the recent video, let me know. I ask you guys in there. You guys have been doing an awesome job. Let me know if you think my thoughts were trash, or if you think they're great, or maybe they're just meh. Again, the whole point of the video, though, was to outline things that came out since the final shape. So that's why I went back and forth. I'm like, okay, do I want to include things that were out in the final shape? Like the call sidearm. I was like, no, you know, if you were playing during the final shape, you went and got those, like, for sure. So I also love hearing how you guys found the channel. So if you guys are just hanging out and haven't chatted, haven't said hi, hope you guys are having a great night or day. Got some people that are in the middle of tomorrow. Where are the other samples? Yep, wondering. Aldo, join the party, brother. Oh, sick, Rick. Appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping. There's a lot of things on YouTube, so anyone who would take the time and would watch a video I put out, or take some time out of their day, I appreciate it. So Aldo, that's kind of what I'm figuring out right now, man. So right now I started literally from the beginning. Okay, so we are now here. I'll show you. I'm not sure if you just got here or not. I'll just show anyone who did just get here. I'm at 19 of 25. I'm going through these steps here. So I'm trying to figure that out. So we're gonna do that together, man. I remember it came out, but I just don't know if it came out in the middle. Yeah, or like what Neo said. Red, you couldn't be on a further, two niches that are further apart. I don't know the first thing about hoof trimming. I've seen those. I've seen clips though. It always makes me kind of cringe a little bit because I think it's gonna hurt them, but then I'm like, oh no, they seem happy with it. So. I'm actually in Kentucky though. A lot of horses around here, so maybe that'll have to be my next like guilty pleasure. Right now for me it's like carpentry videos. It's my guilty pleasure videos. Oh yeah, Aldo. I agree. That's kind of why I'm doing this, man. Like I put out 2 videos and I've just asked about I said that I love Choir of One, and then I just had so many people ask, and they're like, well, how do I get it? And stuff like this. And I felt bad because I'm like, oh, I almost felt like I was like teasing people. Like I had just put it out there in the world, and then like I didn't provide them any answers. So. Yeah, man, it's my goal tonight. My goal for this evening is to get to the point where I can do the mission. Now, I just did the mission the other day. I helped a buddy through it and stuff like that. So I don't really intend to do the mission this evening. Yep, Neo, that's exactly what I'm doing, because I'm going to start working. If it's much more complicated, I said this earlier, you probably heard me say this, so sorry I'm saying it again, but if it's much more complicated beyond the simple, like, hey, just do like follow whatever this quest line is, this like legacy, a rising chorus. Because if I can just put that out, I'll just do it in a short, right? I'll just say, hey, you just follow this out, do that. It'll be less than a minute and probably get a couple thousand views on, you know, TikTok and YouTube together. But if it's longer than that, like if it's more in depth, or if they're, because the problem and the thing that was confusing me, and maybe you guys can answer for me, is there were people who were responding to the video and commenting and being like, well, I just beat the entire thing. I think Kev said this earlier. Kevco said it. Like, I beat the entire thing, and for whatever reason, like, I never got a prompting. So I want to make sure there's not like a secondary piece here, because if you look, you got all of these are from, so you got these encoded logs, which I think this is for that other event for this season that I can't remember the name of right now. But then you're doing like the specimen. I don't think it's bound behind this. I think it's literally just this legacy a rising chorus. Yeah, Red Pill, I actually, fun fact for you. First time I had been to Pennsylvania, which is a couple weeks ago. Oh, do you really? Okay. That's good to know as well. Sorry, I just saw your message about ranking up failsafe. I did I have a YouTube short that I made out when I was in Philly about Briar's Contempt. My wife and I went to Philly for a conference for her work, and while we were hanging out, she had to go to the conference. I hung out at the hotel, and I actually made that. And that's my most popular YouTube short that I've ever made. It's pushing like 40,000 views right now, and just talking about how Briar's Contempt is a really good option for Ghosts of the Deep. Do you know what rank you have to be, Red? Did I just come from this way? Oh yeah, I need to turn the corner, I think. I got you, man. I got you. Wish I knew a little more about that area. We flew into Philly and flew right out. We didn't do much exploring. Bro, I remember them doing this shit. See, I'd be surprised if you got to get ranked up that high, because there's a lot of people who haven't done that. I'm going to see. We're about to test it, man. Because I know a lot of people who do not play the seasonal content at all. Like, they would have never in a million years touched like a breach executable, stuff like that. And they have Choir of One. Okay, so let's go back to the helm. Okay, so I got two things to do here.
Guardian, this is Osiris.
Okay, Neo, that's good to know. All right, so we're gonna test this.
Zane, come in.
All right, mission Mesmerize. Go find me a little Saint 14. To have this on here. Well, let me check while I'm here. Let me check what my rank is with her. Oh. Okay. Yeah, my bad. It seems like that goes really fucking quick. So Yeah, if you guys can do that, drop in what level you're at, and if you're having trouble doing, that would be super helpful. All right, let me go scoop up Saint 14 here.
Thank you for looking into this, Guardian. It's unlike Saint to go AWOL. I left Osiris in the helm, against his objections. Nessus is undergoing a rapid metamorphosis. And until we understand the nature of its evolution, I'm not risking any lightless personnel. Guardian, I'm concerned. Saint is one of the Vex's oldest enemies. They hold him in esteem, if that makes sense. If they capture him, it won't be to kill him. It'll go deeper than that. Let's hope it's nothing. I'll be your eye in the sky for this op, and failsafe will be tech on the ground. Good luck.
Okay, well, I'm not sure I know quite yet.
These are the Saint unit's last known coordinates. He was headed directly into the Well of Flame.
The radiolaria has been drained from this basin. There's no evidence of a fight. Did the Vex just let him pass?
The Saint unit may have entered peacefully, but it appears the captain will need violent resistance. I love this journey.
this Cyclops real quick.
Guardian, the Vex are peeling back, retreating under suppressing fire. Those are infantry tactics we normally see from the Cabal or Fallen.
Or Guardians.
Something in their strategic doctrine must have changed. We need to get to Saint right away.
A lot of you guys might not know, probably don't, because how would you know? Unless you've seen a lot of my content, that Fatebringer is actually my favorite gun of all time. I love it so much, man. Let's just do this here. I knew he was going to push it, but just need to get him to stop stomping me, man. Love me some Fatebringer.
But if I am not the real Saint, then who am I?
Saint, come in. Where are you?
Just an error, compounding into the future.
The Saint unit cannot hear us. He appears to be engaged with a local signal.
A local signal? This is bringing back bad memories of Lakshmi 2 and the endless night.
Diverging from the true path, corrupting our time.
Oh, I think I actually might have mentioned that in, I think it was the video before. I thought about it, but I didn't. I had so many different, so many different things that or weapons I was talking about in that video, that I didn't want to talk about Fatebringer just because I love it so much, but I don't genuinely think that there's more roles that you need to get other than just Explosive Payload Firefly. But I love it so much. Dude, there's something, do you guys agree that, like, if you had to tell one, I feel like if you have to tell one person, be like, okay, give me one of the best feeling guns in the game, or like the quintessential Destiny, it's going to be a hand cannon. I'll say it's probably going to be like Ace of Spades, to be honest, because you're going to want to give them an exotic, but like, God, it's good. What would you guys give if someone said, hey, I need you to help me understand when you say the gunplay in Destiny is so good, what gun would you have them fire? For me, it's Fatebringer for sure. but I feel like it's a hand cannon in general. Like, I feel like that's up for debate, possibly. Like, what hand cannon might be up for debate, but it's for sure a hand cannon. Right, yeah, like I could absolutely see you saying, like, yeah, let's give someone last word, but you're absolutely right. It's such a niche like playstyle. It's super cool. It's probably one of the coolest guns. Like, when you say coolest, not like the gun itself, the coolest type of gun. Suros? Interesting. Also, in a second, I want to show you guys a roll on this commemoration that I'm rocking. It is one that is deprecated. You actually can't get it anymore. Reconstruction Dragonfly. Yeah, sir. That's what I was thinking too. I think Suros, you guys are showing your Destiny veteran ways with that pick. It's a pretty niche pick right there. Like, if you were talking for D2 only, it's pretty niche. But you start going into the Destiny 1 side of things as well, and I can for sure see what you're talking about. All right, Saint's gonna have his little crisis of conscience.
Saint, the real Saint is dead. I am only his imitation.
Saint, can you hear me?
I am not a person, just a copy of a copy of a copy.
Who's he talking to?
I love that way Ikora just turned around and was like, bro, who the hell is he talking to, dude?
Like me.
Come on, big guy. Snap out of it. Osiris is waiting.
Osiris. Osiris. Ikora, Guardian.
I've got you, Saint. Don't worry. Thank you, Guardian.
Okay. So let's see here. Meet with the rescued Saint 14 in the helm. All right, here we go. Sounds good, Aldo. Appreciate you, man.
Saint, what did they do to you?
Damn, Saint had to pop a squat in the cooler. Let's get this dude a beer.
Spoke to me on Nessus. I could not deny its commands. It was not like any Vex I have seen. It connected to my mind and called itself the Conductor.
The Conductor.
You share radiolaria as a base material.
Maybe they were interfacing for intel on our operation.
They cared not of our plans. They measured my humanity, my legitimacy.
Red, that's fucking insane,
What do
dude.
you mean?
I would love. I don't think that the current Bungie we have could even figure it out. I would love to know if they could somehow figure out the amount of people who actually bought Galley on week 2 and
Saint,
like basically just make us all feel better for not doing it.
You chose me because your saint is dead.
preposterous.
Almost like a simulation.
No. You're the man I knew before. To the serial. In the corridors of time, I only peered into timelines that mirrored our own. I didn't want to pull you away from a happy life or change you. I wanted to rescue you.
See, you're as close as mathematically possible.
Yeah.
Saint, this doesn't change anything. It's a tactic.
You feel real to me.
We know you. And you know us. You're right where you belong.
But this feeling, this displacement, it rings in my head. That voice, I hear it still. I would like to be alone. Alone, please. For now.
Yes.
I know it's useless to tell you not to worry. But try. I'll look into this.
See you, Red. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy having you around.
Hey, Captain. Is Saint Unit okay? It sounded like that voice. He called it the Conductor? Said some stuff that really got to him. I never thought I'd seen him shaken up like that. He's always so strong. I figured if something bothered him, he'd just laugh it off.
But I'm sure he'll be fine. He's surrounded by people who care about him. You, Osiris, Ikora, and the whole Vanguard. No one can stay sad when they're surrounded by that much support.
I assume.
I'll continue processing all the samples you've extracted from Nessus. Now that the Conductor has harmed Saint Unit, I have disabled my compassion protocols. We will locate it, and we will make it pay!
Alright, so I am Heroic 3, rank 9. So I guess 10 is not that far off. We talked about that earlier, but... So let's take a look here. We need to do...
I read your theories about Nessus.
All right, so I hit a.
Geppetto managed to map the radiolaria flows while safe. There's staff there. They're swirling around the impact site for miles below the surface. It's causing disturbance.
All right, yeah, let me try this. Let me try going to Nessus. Maybe I can try to do this second. Do that and just see if it pops. Hey. Damn. Mia's all over it. Called that shit, bro. What's up, Blitzkrieg? Nice to see you, man. I'd love if you want to hang out in chat and vibe with us, man. We've been having some awesome conversations tonight. I'm kind of just vibing solo, doing this for right now, but appreciate you saying hi. Bring good vibes. Let me snag these real quick,
Online
just to
and
have
ready.
them.
I hope it works well for you.
All right, go to the tower, talk to Ikora. Stream's loading. Hopefully that's on your end, not mine. I mean, so Blitz, I am 1000% on the destabilizing rounds track, but I think all of them are awesome, and I think they'd be worth putting on there. So if for some reason you didn't get one of them at a right time, make sure you do that. Kev, you think you figured it out? See, these are the things you kind of forget about. Like, I forgot that Ikora was even involved in any capacity with this.
Is not going unnoticed. The witness is dead. Genocide. Thousands of civilizations across the universe, all visited by the Black Fleet.
Battleground
all
Delve.
lost to the violence of the final shape. That's what Hunt well.
Let me see here.
The Nine see your valor.
Damn. I was hoping I wouldn't have to.
until we speak again.
Yeah, Blitz, I think the one you're... Yeah, Cascade Point's not on there. I think Onslaught... So I think there's only Subsistence, Destabilizing Rounds, and Onslaught are the 3 that are actually there for it. So, yeah, Kev, share with us if you can. This is a mind share situation. Would love to kind of do that, because if I put out a video, I want to make sure I get it right. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys. You guys are kind of helping me along those lines, if that makes sense. Speaking of that, while Kev's doing that, if you would like to, from time to time when I'm making scripts and things like that, in my Discord server, I have a section where if you are interested, you can join and you can help me. You'll get the QC tag, or role rather, which means quality control, and it'll let you guys kind of check things out, such as like early access to like thumbnails and scripts, like when I'm really trying to figure things out, or like, you know, when I did the weapon video, trying to ask and try to get people's opinions on, hey, how do you feel about this, or like what do you think should be included, stuff like that. So if that interests you at all, join the Discord server, and then there's a section in the onboarding that basically will say, do you want to help Sax with scripts, or you know, or look over things, stuff like that. Use that, and then you'll get access to a channel. It's called Give Sax Advice. So I don't think Cascade Point is one for Choir of One, is it? No, man. There's only 3. So there's Subsistence, there's Destabilizing Rounds, and there's Onslaught. Onslaught and Cascade Point are very similar, but if you're talking about Choir of One, it is not on here. So you can have an empty, or you could do Subsistence, Destabilizing, or Onslaught.
Hi there.
So it was okay. I'm with you, Kev.
All done.
So you literally just had to do that beginning. Yeah, that makes sense. What I think caused the issue for a lot of people is the fact that they added this situation where you're doing a where failsafe is now in the helm, or not in the helm, but the last city, and that happened in Revenant. And so I think they're like trying to like tie those together, but if you had gotten in there early or something of that sort, so. Hey, Caden, thanks for hopping in, man. I appreciate you asking your question. I would say, if you've not played in years, I would come back and I would probably play the normal campaign. So first thing I would do, I would log in to the game, and I would make sure I go, if I were you, I would go to this Eternity tab here, and then I would go to the Right of the Nine destination, and there is a chest there. It's called a Gift from the Nine. You want to pick that up because that's going to get you all gear that will be 2020 meaning that you don't have to power level. They're giving it to you for the next 2 months. Basically, they just want you to be able to have fun wherever you're at. That will be key. Don't get rid of that stuff. But that will be key because you want to allow new stuff to drop that's at 2020. Once you do that, there are some God roll weapons that the gunsmith in the tower has. You may have already seen it. It may be on a second page if it's not. Do that. And then finally, when you do that, you want to do, I would say, play through the Final Shape campaign. It is fantastic. I would do it on normal mode to begin. If you really want a challenge, you can do it on the legendary. You can try it on legendary. But to be honest with you, there's not as much of an incentive because you used to get a bunch of, that used to be one of the best ways to level up. Well, you don't need to level up at this point because they're giving you that stuff. So I would say see the campaign through. Don't rush it. Really enjoy it, man. It's a really good time, and I would play the crap out of stuff in the Pale Heart. Get Kvostov, look up how to do that, and then I would do what we're doing right now. If you like it, you want to play Episode Echoes, then I would spend time. You will have to spend money. So to play Episode Echoes, unfortunately, you will have to own the full annual pass. Now, I think it's worth it because Choir of One from Episode Echoes, Lost Signal, Aberrant Action, they are all such fantastic weapons from Episode Echoes. But I think Episode Heresy, especially if you played any D1 and have any love for for the Dreadnought, dude, Episode Heresy has been fantastic. There's so many good weapons from Episode Heresy as well. But that's what I would do. I would go pick up that stuff from those couple vendors, and then I would play all the way through the Final Shape campaign. Just kind of like mainline that and enjoy it. For me, it falls into like FPS campaign, like shooter campaign, similar to like a, maybe not as good as like a Titanfall 2, things of that sort. But that's what I would do. Start there, and then the reason I'm telling people and the reason I'm suggesting to so many people that you go get Choir of One is because it has an associated exotic mission. Sorry, losing my train of thought. And that exotic mission, what's going to happen to it is Bungie's getting better, but a lot of times they kind of have to delay things. And it takes them time to roll it out fully to the like exotic rotator.
We can only assume the fallen
you have the exotic rotator missions that will come in up here to the legacy tab, or I'm sorry, the legends tab. And so you go through here, and you would have Presage is up this week, and it would pop up down here. But you're gonna have to wait like a long rotation if you don't do it. So if you've got nothing else going on, if you're not playing something else right now, you're having fun in Destiny, I think you should for sure go get Choir of One. I think you should, in its entirety, you should just play through Episode Heresy. And what I will do for you is I'm going to link the video that Neo was just talking about, because this is exactly, I'm basically going nearly word for word, and I'm talking about or I'm laying out what I talked about in this video right here. The only thing I would say is, unless you have a really good team or you have the ability to, you can kind of ignore some of the end game content. But I would for sure watch that video. You can just save it, and it's basically just the TLDR on what I just yapped to you. So thank you so much for asking the question. It kind of gives a way to talk about that. JJ, yeah, I fully agree with you, man. Like, I'm using Lord of Wolves right now, but it's just because I don't have Choir of One on this account. It's so freaking good. And Lord of Wolves is fantastic too. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's been a long time since it's felt this good, but. Daniel, that's actually a really good question. So what I do know is there's a little bit that's tied to, like, when you do certain steps, then things are going to pop up at the gunsmith. You do have to complete just one time. You will have to complete the exotic mission on expert mode, which you will want to do probably in a team. But I would just say you want to go ahead and do, you want to make sure you get that expert done, because you like I said, you only have to do it one time and it will work retroactively for you. And then check the gunsmith and make sure he doesn't have other, like, I think it's just like wire dash. I think upheaval is the mission that's specifically for destabilizing rounds, and they just have like other missions on them. So. No, Caden, you're not going to be able to just get it for free, unfortunately, unless you have the annual pass. Although I just dropped the game volume a little bit. You'll have to let me know if that works for you. When I started the stream, I wasn't yapping this much, so. Also appreciate you guys liking the live stream. It helps other people find it and kind of get notified of it and get pushed out. So appreciate you guys.
These caves were carved by the retroactive flow of radiolaria caused by Vex time manipulation. That it's all been drained now is worrying. Where is it all going?
Yeah, I'll have to see, Daniel, I'll have to see if someone in here knows what's going on with that in particular. Like I said, it's been so long since I've done it. So that's kind of what my experience is right now. I'm trying to figure that out for you guys and get that information out for you. So. So Caden, what Guardian class are you playing? Titan, Hunter, or Warlock? You're welcome, Aldo. Still figuring out this whole streaming thing and different situations and stuff like that. So appreciate the feedback.
Captain, you must free the Hydra from captivity. Then, you know, smash it to pieces.
So if you're on Hunter, what I would do is try to go all the way through that Final Shape campaign if you can, and then look up how to get, this is what I've loved, and is doing the gifted conviction, or getting the gifted conviction exotic and then using Ascension has been, I mean, I don't spend a ton of time on Hunter. Like I said, this is a secondary account for me. But dude, it is so good. And you can do that on either pure arc, which is really good this season, but it's also really, really good on prismatic. I always love like when enemies with no legs have stomp mechanics. Oh, wee! I just got sent to the moon. Ooh, I got my first aberrant action.
They're aware of our intention. Wherever the radial area leads will tell us what we need to know about the conductor. We must delve further into Nessus. Failsafe.
The data contained in that Hydra will allow me to extract
All right, let's see.
codes required to progress further into Nessus. Bring it back to the helm, and I can get started on cracking it open.
You heard her, Guardian.
What's it want me to do here? Do I have this highlighted? But this says it doesn't. So what do I need to do? Do I just need to go? Wants me to do like code, like extraction thing. So I need to just drop in here. Right, let's go see failsafe real quick. You're welcome, Caden. Appreciate you being here, man. Okay. Thanks, Aldo. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we're starting to kind of hit the good place. So it's not on here though, right? It's on. I need to actually just launch it from. I always want to pull my sparrow out.
Local fallen factions have taken interest in the Vex. Find them. Why that's a bad idea.
Damn, someone's using single shot queen breaker from a million miles away. This thing don't want to give it to me. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up. You know, at some point, I think I'm going to do a video that's just like things I had to unlearn. This is a workshop, so don't hold me to it. But something along the lines of like things I had to change about my approach to playing Destiny to get good, essentially. It's like how to get good in Destiny. I think that actually be a pretty good title. And what I'll probably end up doing for that is talking like about some technical things, like some skill level things, some things like that. Like for instance, one thing that I tell a lot of people when they shift from mouse and keyboard, or maybe they've just started playing mouse and keyboard, is you can put all your weapons on scroll wheel and scroll up and down for them. But what I found is, especially once they introduce like something like bait and switch, is that I struggled to be in a situation where I could do a quick like get to my heavy immediately. So what I had to do is kind of unlearn and be like, what do I need to do that? And so I take my heavy off of my mouse like scroll wheel, so I don't fuck it up, and then I hit like the number 3 for that. But something else I would say, which is actually a little more like philosophical and a little less specific to like, oh, this is just like a technical skill thing, is like hold your super. Like, there's very oftentimes, unless you're doing like a GM or like a very specific damage rotation where you need it, like it's something like a battleground or something, dude, you do not need your super, especially with the implementation of like rally flags in strikes now. Dude, just use it. Just use it, man. Aldo, if you're still around, do you know, do I have to, should I stay in this for any reason, or I think I can just go. I think I can just go back to the helm. Let's see here. Yeah, let me. It's kind of funny they made it that way. So for anyone who's just hopping in, who've not been with us tonight, so I've been streaming for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've been doing it straight, and I basically started at the very beginning of this quest line. I'm at 3 of 28 for Act 2. So we're gonna see. We're basically trying to get as far in. We're trying to get as like. We're trying to get all the way to the Choir 1 mission tonight. So okay. Battleground Conduit. Man, I desperately wish I had an Eager Edge sword.
So, I'm calculating volume of radial area running through these tubes. It is about 20 million cubic.
You guys think it's just like Dares of Eternity is probably the easiest way to get that?
Like, a lot. You need to find out where it's going.
Follow the flow, Guardian. It's all
Or would you say like a falling guillotine?
is controlling it.
Seems like I just got in. Oh yeah, I got back in with I'm Not Joffrey. Yeah, I guess I could attune to... I could always attune to There's some other stuff though that comes from Onslaught that may be good to have if I ever wanted to do like a thing. Because if I keep down this path of like returning player stuff, this is actually kind of goated. This is an account that my wife has played on before. I own it, just so no one gets in and be like, well, it's against terms of service. I own this account. It's hers in regards to she plays on it, but I started the account back in the day. It's my account. Her name's on it. But if I keep getting people commenting because her name's on it, maybe I'll change the name at some point. I think we still have a change on there, but I think this is the best Vex like appearance. I love this appearance of the Vex.
Whatever it takes to keep the Echo out of their hands.
Rip, not Joffrey. He really was a sick motherfucker, wasn't he? Robert, yes, you do have to do that. So I'm not sure about in the future. If you were to, if you were to wait, there's a chance that you would be in a situation where you wouldn't have to buy it. It would go in like an exotic rotator. But I would be worried about trying to wait on that. Now, the way you could do that is if you own the final shape. Neo, you're right. I have no clue, but people get out all the times. Let me answer Robert's question. So, if you own the final shape, but let's say you didn't get the annual pass, whatever your platform is, you should be able to find like a $50 upgrade. $50 a little steep just for one gun. However, what I would say is if you've not played episode Heresy at all, and you've not played, this stuff with 4 Choir of One, things like that, and you've not gotten like Aberrant Action and Lost Signal, like 2 extremely unique weapons that come from this season, I think that is worth the money. There is some good stuff to do in here. There's some cool stuff to see. We have a couple months, but as you get closer and closer, there's going to be like a breaking point. I mean, there is with anything in life. So that's what I would say. I understand. I fully understand. If you said, dude, that is not worth it to me, you're absolutely correct. But we also need to have nuance and say on the other side, if someone said, hey, I'm going to play 400 hours worth of Destiny in the next 2 months, I mean, hell, like, you couldn't see 400 hours worth of movies for the same cost, for $50. You know what I mean? Like, for what we're doing. So, especially if you got people to play with, man, like, that's the thing about Destiny. It's like, it's a community thing. They always say, like, ladies, at least back in the day, like, ladies were good with like being on the phone and like talking to each other on the phone, and this is guys' way of talking on the phone, like playing video games and being in Discord or whatever. And so if you could convince a buddy, be like, hey, let's play Destiny, let's see if we want to get back into it before we buy the Edge of Fate, I am fully convinced. Like, if you have not played, I would hold off on buying anything, buying the Edge of Fate, pre-ordering, stuff like that. I don't think it's necessarily worth it unless you know for sure. Like, I'm 1,000% playing the Edge of Fate when it comes out, so it's a no-brainer for me. Man, I would say, you know, combining the two. So if you're gonna talk about what you should get from Echoes, you want to make sure you get a good aberrant action. And when I say combining the two, I mean combining the two videos that recently came out. Get a good aberrant action, get a good loss signal, get all that, and then you should be in a place to you should be in a real good place at that point. Am I supposed to hold this blade down? Oh, okay, so I stood on it too quick. I see. Hell yeah.
The radial area is slow, but we cannot follow it fully.
Following it blindly will take precious time. There has to be a faster way.
The radial area here may contain abnormalities compared to the samples I have collected over my centuries of isolation.
Hey.
Time to study this stuff.
Mama put out a video on Gwizzin earlier today. Or maybe not today, but recently.
We need to know. If we succeed, it will be because of your hard work here.
That is kind of you to say. However, if we fail, I abdicate all responsibility and will strike my involvement from our record.
Greetings, Captain. Ikora briefed me on the echo of command. And while we AIs are constantly given commands we cannot refuse,
I understand your problem conceptually.
I have completed processing the various radiolaria samples you retrieved from Nessus. They contain no traces of abnormality.
Which is a huge disappointment.
I was about to euthanize the samples when I realized we could make.
I read your theories about Nessus.
Damn, we really have just hit that point where we're just grinding battlegrounds, aren't we? And that eager edge sword would go down so smooth right now. I'd be shatter skating all over the place. Y'all, if you just joined, you've been hanging out for a while. Hope you guys are having a good night. We're getting close to the end of the night. Just try to see how many more. Like, I remember Act 2 being a little bit of a slog. So maybe if we hit a place where we feel like we're just getting put in this perpetual like hellhole of like, hey, do battlegrounds, do battlegrounds, do battlegrounds. Because of the time of tonight, might hit a place where we're like, hey, let's take a look and see what these are, and then do whatever. But I'm trying my best right now. See if we can get to this evening. If not, we will certainly wrap it up first thing tomorrow. But right now, I'm feeling good. I think we get through here. If I get some gamers that are hitting these missions with me, I'll feel really good about that. Also, if I can dip on some of these missions, like after I grab enough of the resources. Of course, I need 2 more. Speak with failsafe. Sorry, guys. Is that bad manners? I'm assuming it is. Do I care? Not terribly tonight. Deploy nanobots. Where am I doing nanobots? Alright, what quest step am I actually on? 12 of 28. Okay. Do you guys ride the elevator there? Ever? Or do you just yeet every time like I do? That's not the way I need to go. Dude, all this green looks sick. I don't remember seeing that. You getting a lost sector discovery thing on this account. It's embarrassing. You guys really said like, oh, wait, this is the guy we're supposed to be watching? He's not even found a lost sector before? Like, what do you mean? I just love the vibe of the Hunter's prismatic grenade. It's just like the quintessential, like, hey, would you hold this? Alright, another battleground. Man, we are only 18 subscribers from 800 on the channel, man. I was hoping to hit 1,000 by like the end of the year. I remember talking to my wife about that. And now I'll probably hit 1,000 by the end of May, which is crazy, man. So I appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate you guys for doing that, because it doesn't happen, like, it happens naturally through the algorithm and stuff, but it really happens when you guys share stuff together. You share with people who might find it. So yeah, really, really appreciate you guys. Is that the one I need? Core. So that's my PSA to say, if you'd like to be one of the 18 people that I need to hit 800, that would be really sick. I'd appreciate you. So Gamer God, I'm actually working on that right now. So I've not gotten to Act 2 on the other ones, but I'm just kind of feeling out the whole thing with, like, okay, so I've done this stuff for Revenant. I've gotten Heresy started here as well. So I'm kind of feeling it out right now, man. So let me know if you can find something. Now, there was a couple of times where I had to, like, go to Orbit, or I had to, like, talk to Ikora, things of that sort, to kind of bounce around. What is the act and quest step that you're seeing? So like here I have Legacy or Rising Course Act 2. I'm on 14 of 28. What are you on? Because the Choir of One mission comes up in Act 3.
Hey, Captain. We're heading into the deepest parts of the planet. Nanobots can only tell me so much. You need to get down there yourself if I'm going to get any useful data.
You are in unknown territory now, Guardian. Be ready.
Yes. Yeah. So, yep, you're right. So you, Choir of One mission is going to be in Act 3. I believe it's the very, like, beginning portion. Like, there may be a couple of steps that are just kind of like story-based steps, but it's very close to the beginning of Act 3. So that's actually what I'm pursuing doing this evening. I'm not going to do the Choir of One mission. But yeah, I think you need to hit Rising Course Act 3 for that, man. You are correct. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. Get on that, and then let me know. Let me know whether it's on the comments on this video once this is done. Like if it takes longer than when I'm uploaded, or I have like a short video talking about how to get Choir of One, and it's like the intro portion, but that's kind of going to be the first step of this. So.
Paracausal forces and those with immense strength of will, but they're leaderless now. And the witness. And Zebu Arab either doesn't possess the power, or doesn't have the inclination. All we can speculate is that they're drawn to the conductor.
Oh. And there's something so nostalgic about just running around and grabbing those chests that are laying on the ground. I remember like Destiny 2 year 1 and 2, like something about running around on Titan. Of the toad.
Gotcha! Captain, this specimen appears to be biological in nature. Which explains how it was able to evade my earlier detection. Clever little thing.
Captain, I am analyzing the latest research sample you brought me. And Captain, I am analyzing the latest research sample you brought me. And it is a frog.
Technically, one of the Nessus proto-amphibians that developed adjacent to them.
We are nearing the end of Act 2.
Guardian, there's something I should discuss with you. Something I'm reluctant to suggest to Saint and Osiris. I think you'll see why. Failsafe believes she could open a portal straight to the kingdom. She says she could extrapolate the coordinates by combining the new Vex data you've been collecting with her years of observations of the Nessus Vex.
What's up, Neo?
But she would need to compare it against
Bro, we out here. Man, so we've gone through and just done like we've done all the battlegrounds now. We've done all pretty much everything. So we are getting dangerously close to the end of Act 2. Dangerously close, brother. Sunken cavern. Okay.
But simultaneously dead within the Vex network. The databanks of that deceased Saint unit are filled with information. Information I believe I can use to locate the conductor.
So, kid, how far are you in the actual, like, these legacy echoes? Because that's what I'm working on right now, man. Legacy, a rising chorus. Because I believe it begins right at Act 3. Yeah, so you'll have to do this. Remember, you have to do the at least you have to do the first mission of the Final Shape, first mission of Heresy, first mission of Revenant, rather. Oh, I got you, man. I got you. So that's what I'm actually trying to figure out right now. So I'm trying to figure out Act 3 and then see where this comes from. So we're really, really close. I'm like almost to the end of Act 2. Kind of been speed running it over the last 3 hours getting here. So it's interesting. I've been doing it, you know, not as like 1000% optimally. But when I was looking this up, like looking up for some people and trying to like make some videos and stuff. So it was back in the day, man, but it should not be anymore. It was locked to like a weekly type thing back in the day when it first came out. No, so I don't think it's a rotator mission at this point. If it is, that is... No, it's not. It's not. I actually just ran it the other day with a buddy. Like, just like 2 days ago. So. So here, I think what people are saying with the rotator mission is if you don't do it this season, it will go into that rotator mission like pool, kind of like Presage is up this week. I don't believe that that's where it's at right now. Yeah, man, I feel you, and there's a lot of people who do. So that's actually why I'm out here doing this right now. This on like a second account that I hadn't done any of this stuff for. So I've been grinding the last 3 hours and 17 minutes to be exactly, trying to get this done for you guys so I can kind of explain it. So Splasher, check when you're here, check this top left corner. If you don't have it up here, you may have to do like starting missions for... So a lot of stuff seems to be kind of intertwined because now the helm, if you look here, I don't think this is going to mess up. It is now in this social space called the Last City. And so if you go to your menu and you destinations, go down here right under the Last City, and then you use this travel, like fast travel point here, you could go to the right, and this is the helm here. or from orbit, you can just go to this top left corner. I think this is probably where it was, because I literally didn't even figure out that this was here until today when I was doing this. So try this, Splasher. Let me know if that works for you.
You're only doing this to hurt yourself, and I will not be a part of it. Osiris, answer the question. I need to know. It doesn't matter. Not like this.
All right, 26, 28. I'm getting real close, y'all.
Zane will join us shortly. Seek access to his tomb.
We are grave robbing.
That is wonderful.
The interim Satan is still Vexnet. Their memory core is the back channel into the network.
Zane must understand there are no lesser versions. Only expressive tessellations of what could be. Facing his death again is the cost of that revelation. Well, so be it.
Oh, I got you, kid. Yeah, there's some weirdness with it, so I'm not 1,000% certain on that, but give it a shot, man. Or we're working through it together, kind of as like a community here. So let me know.
The infinite forest was on Mercury. How do we reach it from here?
The access here is somewhat like an archive, imprinted into the magnetic field of Nessus.
The Vex used Nessus for defunct digital storage. They kept trying to plug me into it.
And wow, is exposing me to their connected protocols going to backfire. They should have predicted that.
What did you mean about the data here being defunct?
The Guardian pulled you from a point before your death to a point after it. To the Vex, that temporal event is a defunct anomaly now, non-existent within this timeline. But is kept here, stored in Nessus' memory.
The detail that severed him and I, if they fade away, will I be his shadow? Or will he be mine?
I can't answer that for you. You're you. But you led you before today. I tore open time for you. They will react to our attempt to breach the tomb.
Yes, they're doing that now. This is exactly as complex as I anticipated.
I love hot moms. We are working through that right now, man. So I remember doing it back in the day. I have been grinding from the very beginning of episode Echoes today for the last 3 hours, 22 minutes. Been grinding this for you guys. This is a secondary account of mine. I do not need to do this again, but I'm doing this on this account so that I can answer that question for you, man. So I will do that here just briefly. I'm almost to the end of Act 2. And so I'm hoping that it's the beginning of Act 3. But there's been enough people in my comment section, enough people like reaching out and various things saying like, I can't figure out. So Splasher, it sounds like you need to do the beginning of episode Echoes. If you don't have a quest for it that's like, it would have kind of a banner looking like this-ish, sort of like this, then what you may need to do is check your quest archive. If you're in the helm, there may be a little place where you could go over and you could interact, and it's, I can't remember if it's like a quest terminal or something like that that would have last. Look at the seasons tab in that. If you don't see it in the helm, go to the tower. When you're standing looking at the postmaster, there's some stairs. There's a little computer next to the stairs. So like, stand at the postmaster, turn left, and then walk that way. You'll find a little computer, interact with that terminal, and you may find it in there. And what you're looking for is what's known as Mission Meteoric. It'll say like something about Saint 14 and Nessus and Failsafe and stuff like that. But Mission Meteoric, that's the very first mission opening of episode Echoes. What it sounds like is you need to do that mission, and then it'll say like at the end of that, like Osiris has an uplink ready for you to bring Failsafe on board to the helm, and so she'll move over there at that point.
But also how much I loved you in that timeline too.
So reactivate the Echo's engram. So something you may have to do is they have a thing where you can like hold on to old artifacts. I don't know how to see it, if there's an actual way to see it, but you can pick them back up so you get like helm failsafe engrams. I don't know if that's what it's talking about, but I think you're supposed to get that from her. So if you have that quest, what you can do is you should be able to come to the Nessus map, and it should be down kind of like in this area, kind of like where Mission Shell is for me. And you should be able to access it there. Mission Meteoric, that is.
I cannot feel my body. My vision blinks in and out.
Stop. Please.
I am on this slab, but I have one final feeling. A memory of us together. I am bringing you tea. I watch you take a sip. It is too hard, but you smile. That is my last thought. My Phoenix. I am gone. But no. Here I am. It's both of you. I am Saint 14. The conductor cannot hide from me anymore. Fail safe.
I have the coordinates, Saint Unit. Good luck. Saint Unit, Captain, I have achieved coordinate lock. I'm rerouting the conductor's radiolaria flow to this location. So, hey, while redirecting the conductor to you, they were real in there. I pulled some other Vex along, and you're surrounded. Maybe we can reason with them? Captain, I am patching in cover. Eyes on.
Ooh, got spicy, boy. God, it's a little spicy there.
Diplomacy failed. And I got that pesky bump door open before the bags cut our connection. You have a clear path to the conductor.
Excellent work, fail-safe. Now it is us telling them what to do.
The conductor's signal approaches. Nessus groans under the yoke of its
Yeah, so this is like the opening for the Echoes mission.
Only questions.
I'm sorry, the Encore mission. I don't need to see any of that. Oh, come on. Sweet, man. Yeah, so you beat Final Shape. You've done Act 1 and Act 2 of Heresy. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you do the first mission of Revenant, and then you got to go and essentially you need to do the rest of Echo. So that's what I've been working on all night tonight. So I've been doing this for 3.5 hours now, okay? So I've been absolutely flooring it tonight. Now, I'm stronger on Titan and stuff like that. So you're basically wanting to run down this legacy mission. Rising Chorus, Act 1, Act 2. You're trying to get to Act 3. So we're trying to see, I'm right here. Little perfect paradox. Ooh, red border, very in action. I'm looking for a. Okay, so let's see here. So here's what I'm holding on to. I have 4, because I've already done the first specimen. Doing this as well. So let's go to orbit. Okay, new milestone added. Let's see here. So David, I think that I actually don't remember off the top of my head where those were at. So Echoes, the first mission is called Mission Meteoric. When I just started this yesterday, I went to the tower. Here, actually, let me do this for you. I'm gonna link a video. You may or may not have already seen it. But let me go see if I can find this. Here it is. This video right here is how to get Choir of One. I'm actually going to change the name of that. It's like how to start the Choir of One quest in Destiny 2.
Do you still imagine all the possibilities life could have, as I did?
So this is the name of the video.
Or has fate made other choices for us?
So Daniel, if you need to do that, go to orbit and you want to look out for a milestone prompting. So it'll, at the bottom, it'll say like milestone active, whatever. So anytime you're hitting a place, like if you're waiting for something to pop, remember that these were rolling out on a weekly basis. You may need to do like a reset of some sorts where you like, you dip and then you kind of go back in. So yeah, man, no problem, David.
Make you see what I see. But for you, the cost was always too great. Lifetimes passed before I realized. For me, you are too great a cost. Somewhere was another us that made the right choices. A better us. A better you. Not imprisoned by fate. I do not know what that version looks like. Us. Perfected. But I will. Because though we've lost everything, I still dream of what we could be. And in one of the many iterations in which we have peace, I only want the one that is real. I will find our golden age. Our perfect future. Yours and mine. And if you cannot see why my methods are necessary, I have the tools to make you understand.
So that prompting right there, just so you guys understand, that milestone updated, that is what you're looking for.
Did you receive the transmission from Maya Sunresh? What did she mean when she said she'd find our golden age? As a golden age AI myself,
Here we go. So this is what we're looking for. Let me kill the music here.
relative utopia of that time.
So
There was
I'm gonna do a little breakdown real quick, and so we can understand. So if you are looking to get Choir of One right now in episode Heresy, here's what you need to do. You need to follow the steps that I outlined in this video here. This is the returning players, how to get Choir of One in Destiny 2. This is what will get you started. Once you do this, you need to play all the way through the missions that are labeled with the indicator Legacy. Let me see here. Legacy, a Rising Chorus, Act 1, 2, and then you get to 3. You see here, right here, defeat the conductor's forces in the exotic mission Encore. So it took me, you can see here, it took me 3 hours and 40 minutes is how long I've been streaming. This evening I started at mission 1 all the way to get this. Okay. So what this is going to let me do now is here in the helm, next to the helm, you will be able to launch the Encore Overture. That is the first mission. There are a couple of different versions of this, which will give you the ability. It kind of opens a new quest log where you can get the catalysts. And so now when you do this, it will kind of reveal, and a lot of those things happen at Banshee in the tower. So like I know in, some of the other videos I put out, things like that, you see, and you'll get like, I know it's like chorus upheaval, I believe it's what it is, or choir upheaval, something of that sort. And so this is what you would do. So literally all you have to do is follow the quest chain for Legacy, a Rising Chorus, all of Act 1, all of Act 2, all of and get to the first step of Act 3. So it took me 3.5 hours tonight, 3:40, by the time I'm done with this, you will be here. You don't have to do it all in one sitting, but just give that a shot and you should be in a good place. So with that, we have answered the question: how do I get Choir of One in Year of Our Lord 2025? It is May 18th. And so that is how you do it. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. I got to get up, go to work tomorrow. So I'm about to hop off here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please. I appreciate you guys doing that. We are pushing ever closer to that 1,000. We're at 792 right now. We've added quite a few just during this stream. So I appreciate you guys. And until next time, be blessed.